Hi everyone, I'm Suha,
I'm Molly.
I'm Liliana.
I'm Leah.
and our project is on the health impacts of a plant-based diet. So some key terms that we just want you guys to be aware of before we get into it are vegetarian, vegan, omnivore, and plant-based diet. Vegetarian is just someone who doesn't eat meat and may avoid other animal products. And a vegan is someone who doesn't eat any food derived from animals and does not use animal products such as leather or honey. An omnivore is someone who eats both plant and animal foods, and a plant-based diet is a diet that it consists of fruits and vegetables and other foods that come from plants such as nuts, seeds, and whole grains.
As nurses, we'll help to treat patients with conditions that are heavily influenced by their diet. So certain diets can lead to obesity, which makes a person more likely to develop serious health problems such as type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and certain types of cancer. And we could help to prevent or ameliorate such conditions in our patients by advocating for healthy diets. So the topic of plant-based diets interests us because vegetarianism and veganism are becoming increasingly popular, and we are curious as to how these diets affect one's health, as this knowledge will help us to provide the best medical advice to our future patients and also to make healthy decisions regarding our own diets. So the article discusses various concepts that we've learned about in class, such as metabolism and biomolecules. So for example, the article mentions that plant-based diets include more mono and polyunsaturated fats, and we learned in class that unsaturated fats are generally considered healthier than saturated fats. And the article also reports that vegans consume lower amounts of vitamins B12 and D, but consume higher amounts of vitamins B1, C, and E in comparison to omnivores. And we have learned that vitamins are vital nutrients that coenzymes are derived from.
The inspiration for the article, it was primarily the rising amounts of adults that are eating plant-based. In 2015, there was 0.4 to 3.4 of US adults, 1 to 2% of adults in Britain, and 5 to 10% of adults in Germany that were reported to eat predominantly plant-based. They reviewed 205 studies which looked at metabolic factors, including the microbiome and neurological or psychiatric health and brain functions. Many of these studies showed evidence for short to moderate term beneficial effects of plant-based diets. These effects include weight status, energy metabolism, and system inflammation in healthy patients, obese patients, and type 2 diabetes patients. So some observations. Some experiments propose that plant-based diets increase the diversity of bacteria in the gut microbiome. A study by Adventist used a large sample group eating plant-based diets, and this showed a link between this diet and lower all-cause mortality and cardiovascular diseases. Two studies indicated that people with type 2 diabetes eating plant-based had a substantial effect on the disease, such as reduced medication, improved weight status, and increased insulin sensitivity, which is really interesting. But eating vegan compared to vegetarian, pesco-vegetarian, and semi-vegetarian showed higher weight loss and improved metabolic status, even though with those you're eating similar calories. Observational studies showed a higher occurrence of depression for vegetarians compared to non-vegetarians. Another study showed 80% of women showed mood improvement, though, in those who were eating vegan. So maybe being vegetarian makes you depressed and being vegan makes you happy.
Figure 3 shows the Google trend searches for the terms vegan, vegetarian, and meat in Germany, the US, and the UK between January 2004 and April 2019. And Germany has the highest number of searches containing vegan, which probably correlates with the fact that 5 to 10% of German adults reported to eat predominantly plant-based. The average number of searches containing vegetarian is relatively low. In the US and Germany, their searches contain meat have gradually increased. Okay, figure 4 shows the effect of a plant-based diet on the microbiome gut-brain axis, which is just basically how the microbiome, your gut, and your brain all work together. The risks for all-cause mortality, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cardiometabolic disease, and for certain types of cancer all decreased, and BMI also decreased.
So we have some exam questions for you guys. Number 1 is, what are the fatty acids and sugars that come into play in a plant-based diet that are seen as beneficial? And the second one is, in this picture below, is the fat saturated or unsaturated? And if it is unsaturated, is it cis or trans? And we'll give you guys a moment to think about that. All right, and so the answers that we have are, for number 1, a plant-based diet consists of mono and polyunsaturated fatty acids and complex unrefined sugars. And the article also mentioned that a vegan diet consists of high levels of vitamins B1, C, and E. And then for number 2, the picture was of a unsaturated trans fat. All right, thank you for watching. This is our Works Cited.
Thank you.